Just before this video starts, just to say I am not happy. I'm not happy. I'm trying to go and keep it cool, but at the moment in time, I'm going to just say this very straight to Michael D. Higgins and to the Taoiseach and to all the ministers in the government. The Fed's forces, the way they're treating them and the way they're affecting their lives and their family is unbelievably selfish. People who are in prison are getting better accommodation in the army and better treatment. And I'm going to read you this. And you can see what you have to say about this. Because there's one person who's going to get typed. So this is coming from a naval mechanic on one of the naval ships in the Irish fleet, in the Irish Navy, whatever you would call it. In the Navy, I would call it maybe a fishing trawler, to be honest, because that's how bad it's getting. The fishermen have better equipment than the army have. So this is a mother of one. So this is what's more heartbreaking. So the story reads, and this is on the Irish Sun, would be naval mechanic's wife fears her family would be homeless if it wasn't for the kindness of her landlord of understanding her situation. So the only thing I have to say to the landlord is huge respect to you, my good man, woman, huge respect to you for understanding this woman and this man's situation, her child's situation. I have to say a huge thank you to that landlord. He's a great asset to this country. I wish there was more people like him. So as she says here, only for the landlord she would be homeless. It's simple as that. That's what she says here. Only for the landlord she would be homeless along with her family. And this lad has served 7 or 8 years. I have to get it here. But it's a joke. It's really a joke. It's actually not even a joke anymore. I might as well not start saying that. It's an outrage. It's a public outrage. It's a disgrace. And then the defence forces be like, there's nothing happening in our defence forces. We have a great defence forces. That sounds like Michael Higgins, but he's really, what the fuck is he doing in the hours? I really don't know what he's doing in the hours. What is he doing? He's Commander-in-Chief of the Army. Is he even aware that the Army are this away? But as she says, only for the kindness of our landlord. So I have to say to the landlord, a huge shout out. I wish there was more people like him. I wish the army had some people like him. Maybe they might do so. Maybe the government might be able to act. So she's 29 years. So she's 29 when she revealed her husband. So it's over on a daily basis. So the months behind her payment on the wet. 5 to 6 months on the payment behind. Because... Yeah, and she says there's no Wi-Fi and no life for anybody to live. And I'm going to put this straight to you. I'm not even going to read anymore because I'm feeling so bad for this woman and this man, but I thank God, I might just say that I have a good landlord. Because the estate doesn't have their back. And I'm going to say this. I really am going to say this. People in Mountjoy prison, every prison in this Republic of Ireland would have better treatment. Murdered people have better treatment. People who shot and doing drugs on the streets will have better treatment than the cells in the prisons, have high-class accommodation, unlimited health supplies, unlimited everything. Because you know what? People who do something wrong in this society, in Ireland, are accredited. People who serve their country, who spend hours and hours in the middle of the ocean helping migrants, doing their best, trying to get their country's name as a humanitarian country, doing their best to protect the people of Ireland, trying to serve the people of Ireland, being patriots. They get neglected. And nobody can say I'm wrong because this is what's happening. People who do drugs, shoot people, innocent people, you can go into Dublin and start shooting people, you probably get a medal. Simple as that. These people who are struggling to survive, who are in the Navy, who should be getting way more than what they are being left to be abandoned. More or less being abandoned. They might as well be thrown. Literally, this woman has said, only for her landlord. And I have to say, the landlord, I really have to take my hat off him. He's a true gentleman. He's a true person. If he's a woman or a man, he's a true person. Because this government doesn't care. You think Leo Varadkar could be running down to see how they are. Because if I was Taoiseach, I'd tell you one thing. If my army was in the state, because the Taoiseach and the president, if I was Taoiseach or president, and if I heard that a woman or man, if there was a man or woman in the Irish Navy who was struggling to pay their rent, who were behind on their rent, and who were going to be homeless with a child, first priority, the EU can go away, every other country can go away. It's my top priority be the people who serve this country. That'd be my top priority. I wouldn't care less if the Prime Minister of Afghanistan was at my doorstep. I wouldn't care less. Because the first thing I say to him, my troops and my soldiers come first. And it's simple as that. And if you don't like it, you can go jump the lake. Because that's the person I am. Whoever gives good service to a country, no matter if in the army, the fire department, the police force, the guards in the woods, or in the paramedics or doctors or nurses, I would give them every set of my day, to be honest, if it was to help them out. But apparently Leo Varadkar, the president, don't seem to care that the army's been neglected. Like, it's literally, you might as well go into the prisons and give the defence forces to prisoners, because that's nearly what you might as well do. I have enough.